Hello everyone, I'm Wiseman Praise. I welcome you all to this channel in the name of Jesus Christ. By the grace of God, today I'll be showing you how to make a simple LED flashlight, no soldering involved. That's because I want to keep this video as simple as possible so that the kids out there, especially from ages 8 and above, can easily participate. One of the objectives of this video is for you to be able to make something nice and useful by creatively combining materials around you like household items with basic electronic components and giving it commercial value. That means you can also sell it. Wow, that's good to know. Also, most importantly, at the end of this video, I would like to introduce you to someone that will inspire you for great innovations and inventions. Now, come with me to the work table. Let's get started. So, to make a simple flashlight, you need an LED bulb. LED is short for the word light emitting diode. You need 2 AA dry cell batteries, an on-off switch, 2 connecting wires, a long and a short one, an electrical PVC conduit pipe, an empty plastic bottle, aluminum foil, and any empty pack will do. Now let's put all this together. Step 1. We'll cut the top part of this bottle with the aid of a utility knife, and this will be used as the head of the flashlight. So here we are, the head of the flashlight. Remember to take off the cover. Next, we'll make use of our aluminum foil. It will be used as a reflector of our flashlight. Let me explain a little bit. The reflector is that part of the flashlight found in the head of the flashlight, and it's usually made of aluminum coated plastic. This helps to redirect the light rays from the lamp in order to create a focused beam of light. Without a reflector in place, no matter how powerful the light, the beam will just diffuse everywhere. So let's unwrap this a bit and cut out a little portion from it. So from here, we'll cut out 4 triangular pieces and a circular piece using a pair of scissors, or you can use a marker to draw out those shapes before cutting them out. Cut out 4 triangular pieces from my aluminum foil. This is to be used as a reflector in the head of the flashlight. So we now have our 4 triangles and a circle. Next, we'll apply glue on the non-reflective side of this aluminum foil. Notice that your aluminum foil has 2 sides, the reflective and the non-reflective side. So we'll apply glue right here, and then we'll stick them in the head of the flashlight one after the other. So let's do this. So we apply glue this way on 2 sides of the triangle, and then we'll stick this right in here like this. Okay, we are done. This was quite easy. Now the excess part of the aluminum foil, you can either trim this off with your scissors, or you can fold it out like this, bend it outward. Do this neatly. It can be neatly done, and then you can just tear off that excess part. Be careful when you're doing this. And you further adjust it, let it look neat. We'll adjust it to look neat. Wow, you can see this is great. If you notice, we didn't make use of the circular piece. Before we make use of this piece, to complete the reflector, we need to install our LED bulb, our light emitting diode. So here's our LED light emitting diode. It has 2 legs that are used to connect it into a circuit, and as you can see, the legs are not the same. One is longer than the other. The longer one is known as the anode. It connects to the positive side of the battery, while the shorter leg is known as the cathode. This connects to the negative side of the battery. So we are going to mount this LED bulb on a circular piece of carton before we now use this last piece of aluminum foil to stick to it, thereby completing our reflector, and then we'll now mount it in the head of the flashlight. As you can see, I've already drawn a circle on the empty pack of my cornflakes. I'll cut this out, mount my LED bulb and the remaining circular piece of aluminum foil. This will be used to complete the reflector in the head of the flashlight. So from this cutout piece, I'll create 2 holes at the center where we'll insert our LED bulb. So to do this, you can use any sharp object. Here I'll use the tip of my utility knife to do that. If you're a kid out there, you can ask an adult to help you. It's always good to be very safety conscious when you're doing this. You have to be careful. All right, then we can now insert this. Wow. Next, we'll create a hole at the center of this aluminum foil. Because using any sharp objects, the hole should be such that the LED bulb can pass through, and then we'll now stick this on the piece of carton. Great. So we'll now apply glue on the surface of this piece of carton, and then we'll now pass this through to stick it there, right there. So we'll start with the long wire, which will twist round the short leg of the LED, and it's quite simple. We'll just twist the bare conductor, the bare wire, round the short leg. Just go round of your LED to make contact. Great. And then the next, we'll now twist the shorter wire on the long leg of the LED. Just twist it around like that. Great. So we are done with the twisting. So next, we'll now cut a piece of our masking tape and then tape the 2 wires to prevent them from pulling out and also from touching each other, thereby causing a short circuit. So I'll just cut a little piece of masking tape, and then I'll tape, just tape. All right, so that's it. So we've been able to tape our wires to the 2 legs of the LED bulb. So next, we'll apply glue on the non-reflective side of the aluminum foil round the edges, and then we'll now stick this in the head of the flashlight. So we'll apply a glue around here. Just apply it around the non-reflective side, and then make sure the wire passes through, and then push this. Position it properly, and then we can now stick that part to the inner wall to connect with the other parts. We stick this. So we're actually done with this part, the head of the flashlight. Next, we're going to attach a handle to it. For the handle, we're making use of an electrical PVC conduit pipe. This pipe is usually used to house and protect electrical wiring in a building, but here it will be used creatively as the handle of the flashlight. Now this pipe is actually very long, but we're going to cut out 17 centimeters from it. Yours could be more or less, but I usually recommend between 15 to 18 centimeters. So with our ruler and our marker, we'll measure out 17 centimeters, and then we'll cut this out. Here we are, the handle of the flashlight, 17 centimeters in length. It's also important to mention that the diameter of this tube is 20 millimeters. So I'm using a 20 millimeter electrical PVC conduit pipe for the handle of my flashlight. Now this is very important. So before we actually attach this, we're going to create a rectangular hole where we're going to mount our switch. So we'll create a rectangular hole suitable enough to mount the switch on this handle. Now this should be about 3 to 4 centimeters away from this top part where we're going to be inserting the tube to the head of the flashlight. So we'll draw this. This should be, when you're drawing the rectangular, let it be about 3 to 4 centimeters away from this portion that will go in to the flashlight. So take note. So after drawing out the rectangle, you can go ahead and cut it out using your utility knife. Like I did mention, if you're a kid out there watching me, you can ask an adult to help you out, or this is quite easy. Fantastic. We've been able to create a rectangular hole on the handle of the flashlight, but it's important for us to actually check to be sure that the switch fits into this hole. So we'll get our switch and then we'll try fixing it. Now if it doesn't fit, you can actually adjust the hole until your switch fits in. Wow, great. So as you can see, the switch fits in properly. So we'll take this off for now, and then we'll now attach the handle to the head of the flashlight. So we'll do that by passing the wire through the hole of the handle. We'll pass it through the hole, and then we'll now, okay, good. But if you notice, the handle is loose. This is loose, you can easily pull out. So what do we do? So I'm going to increase the thickness of this pipe with my masking tape, and then try attaching the handle again until it is firmly held in position. Okay, so after taping round, this is what it will look like. So let's try attaching it again. Oh, great. This time around, it's a bit firm. Wow. As you can see, now it's firmly attached. So next, we can now mount our switch. So before we actually mount the switch, let me emphasize that this is a simple on-off switch that has one set of contacts called the single pole and one switch position which conducts. We call that the single throw. So this type of switch is called single pole, single throw, and it's actually described as on-off. We'll attach our wire to this contact leg that is at the middle of the switch. So we'll just put this in. The contact leg has holes, and then we'll twist to attach it. While we will bend this other one, this one is where the positive side of the battery will connect with. So we'll bend this outer leg a bit, as you can see. Now to increase the surface area, because from experience the battery usually makes partial contact with this particular contact leg, so we'll get our aluminum foil and then we'll fold it up a bit, something like this. Just make a little dough from the aluminum foil, and then this will go through the handle of the pipe to make contact with this outer contact leg of the switch that we bent. So this will make contact, thereby increasing the surface area. So by the time we insert our battery, it will easily make contact. Don't forget that this aluminum foil is also a conductor. So now let's go ahead and insert our switch, but remember to make sure that the outer part faces this way so that the battery will be able to make contact with this contact leg. So let's insert the switch. Okay, don't forget also to insert this aluminum foil. We'll pass it through here to increase the contact area for the battery. Okay, next we can now insert our batteries with the positive side going in first. So the two batteries will go in the same direction with the positive side of the battery going in first. We are almost done, but you can as notice the battery can easily pull out. So we're going to add a stopper. We'll fix the batteries and then we'll add like a stopper. So this goes in again. The longer wire, which was attached to the shorter leg of the LED, the cathode leg, will make contact with the negative side of the battery. So to make proper contact, we'll cut a little piece of aluminum foil, ball it up, and then wedge it in so that this can make proper contact with the negative of the battery and then prevent the batteries from falling out. So we get our aluminum foil, we'll ball it up, we'll make a ball out of it, a little bit, something like this, and then we'll now push this in so that it can make proper contact with the negative side of the battery. Great. Here we are. So we are done. Our simple LED flashlight is ready to use. So let's test this. Wow, this is pretty bright. Great. Okay, now we've turned off the light. So now let's see the effect of our flashlight. Wow, this is really bright. As you can see, we've been able to make our LED flashlight by creatively combining materials around us. But you know, we can take this a step further, especially if you want to sell this by making it look more beautiful and attractive, just like the ones I have here. Check this out. Wow, this is pretty cool. Here I use a black and a red knitting wool to give it a nice finishing. Also, I have another one here. Here I made use of a shiny silvery ribbon, and as you can see, I used a green bottle for the head of the flashlight, and this makes this look really cool. And then my favorite. Wow. Here I use our local material right here in Nigeria. It's called Ankara, to give it a pretty finishing. And this particular one makes use of a push button switch. Alright, now it's your turn. So why don't you go ahead and make your own LED flashlight, and then when you're done, take a picture of it and then send to my email address or WhatsApp number as displayed on your screen. As I wrap up this video, let me introduce you to the only wise inventor of all ages. His name is Jesus Christ. He's the only one that can make you super creative, innovative, and also come with inventions that will be a blessing to humanity, just like he did to Michael Faraday, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, Ben Carson, and so many others. Friends, Jesus wants to cause the genius in you to come alive and make a wonder to your world. But if you've not received him, you cannot possess his kind of mind, the mind of Christ, that will make you a celebrated genius. If you're set to receive him, or perhaps you once received him, but somewhere along the line, you got disconnected and you want to rededicate your life back to him. Together, why don't you say this prayer after me? Lord Jesus, I surrender to you today as a sinner. Forgive me my sins and wash me with your precious blood. I believe you died for me, and on the third day, you rose again, that I might be justified. Right now, I ask that you come into my life and be my Lord and personal Savior. Come and take control of me from this day forward. Thank you for saving me, because now I know I am born again and I'm a child of God. Amen. Friends, if you just said that prayer, congratulations. You now have the mind of Christ. So, go create, go innovate, and go invent. The world is waiting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.